Hi Cancer, I hope you can hear me well. We're outside, as you can see. I'm sitting under a palm tree on the front lawn of the house I'm living in at this time that I moved into about 2 months ago. Hopefully there isn't too many background noises. There's a guy cutting his grass and he keeps stopping and going. So we're just gonna get this done regardless, so bear with me. Let's begin by pulling from the Salt in Sea energy deck, and then we will pull from the Light Seers Tarot and see what we get for you for the next 48. Now, I do feel the need to mention, this is the second time I've tried to get this going. I was losing internet the first time, and then there was background noise. It felt like it was spiritually stopped all the meanwhile. But anyways, we are going to begin and pull some Oracle. I did 2 other lives, one each day the past 2 days, one for Leo, then one for Taurus, and I felt so nervous in the first half of each one. And I was wondering why, whether it was just different ways of picking up energy between live versus pre-recording. What was it, just me like getting used to doing live readings? But stepping outside of that house, whether it's the 2 people I live with, whether it's the energy of the house itself, I feel more comfortable. I'm thinking it's maybe you as well. Okay, we have submarine, diving deep, unraveling the subconscious. All right, so I really do feel as if there's thoughts of what's taking place within your subconscious, right? How are you truly feeling? What's actually taking place behind the scenes, spiritually and within your subconscious? I really do feel as if you're taking something new that you started recently, or that you're beginning in the next 48, and you're diving deep into it, and it's successful. All right, I do feel like there's more happening underneath the surface than meets the eye. People don't fully get what you're going through because you're not being outwardly open about it, at least not to the fullest extent, but that's purposeful. Okay, bear with me, I forgot to take my AirPods out. I feel like people do get you to an extent, but you're changing so much these days that it's just hard to fully keep updating people, or you just choose not to, or people don't really need to know, okay? But you decide. The Pure card, the choice is yours. There's a push to recognize that you have a choice in dating, in which friends stay in your life, people in general, when it comes to whether or not you stick with a living situation, whether or not you stick with a job, right? Or continue to run your business, or how to go about doing just that. It just feels like you're being reminded you're in the driver's seat, okay? You're in the driver's seat. Okay, to be a Cancer is to be a star. To be a Cancer is to be a star. We also got messages from beyond, the communication card, and I really do feel like there's, can you even see the cards? I'm not really sure. I do feel as if there are messages from spirit, okay, from your passed over loved ones. I do feel like there are annoyances in the next 48, disturbances, obstacles to overcome, but you do so with ease, even if you get a little bit flustered at certain moments, because you've been prepped for this. Now, don't allow oneself to compare a situation you're in, whether it's where you live, where you work, who you're associated with, to compare that. Don't allow oneself to compare it to the past. It's not the same, even if there's certain similarities, okay? But communication is taking a highlight in regards to how you communicate with others. Okay, as someone across the street is opening a door, I'm getting something about keys as I go a little bit quiet. A key to better understanding in the next 48, but I also feel like the way you communicate with people is changing on a day-to-day basis, and that's taking a highlight for one reason or another. You may feel as if there's just no desire to communicate with one specific person, if not a couple, and that's purposeful. I feel like it's spiritual protection, just intuitive protection, both. You may be thinking about getting a new car or driving away to somewhere new. I feel like you are just changing for the better. Trust that. Trust that. And the next 48 will highlight that. But I just feel like you're being reminded to be confident, to be assertive, but strategically, intuitively, right? Trust that when you feel intuitively guided, to hold back, right, from being too assertive. Because I feel like overly asserting oneself, speaking up, sharing your truth, or just speaking your mind can alter the feeling in a situation to a negative extent, right? But I do feel like your confidence needs to be thriving at this time, okay? You need to be feeling like the best version of Cancer, the best version of you. Yeah, I get you're changing these days, and even more so in the recent past, and so therefore it's kind of hard to be fully aware as to who you're meant to be, but I feel like you're getting closer to that, okay? And that's going to be evident in the next 48 and even further past that. But I feel like you need to, again, just do whatever makes you feel the most confident, whether that's wrapping oneself up with self-care routines, like working out, taking care of your physical appearance in other ways. Self-care as far as your face goes, I feel the need to say needs to be highlighted. Stepping away from bad energy. You need to highlight when you're feeling negative and it's not your emotions to carry. I feel like a lot of you are empathic being drawn to this reading, okay? The seahorse here, if you can even see it, it's very bright, so I can barely see the screen. But a seahorse speaks upon spiritually, the meaning of which, understanding and even to an extent predicting the past, the present, and the future. You might be psychic. You might be just so intuitive that it plays out to that to an extent. I hope that was good wording. Let's move on to the tarot. Now's your chance. Act quickly. There may be an opportunity in the next 48 in regards to acquiring new employment, bonding with somebody new. I feel like you've changed your mind about somebody due to something very, very specific. I feel like that's different than who we talked about previous in the beginning of the reading. I'm hearing rewind the reading if need be. Rewind the reading if need be after, of course, the live. But I also feel like certain aquatic nature is needed. Okay, so move towards water, utilize water to cleanse your energy, but content with water in water themes or just aquatic nature involved in it, you'll be drawn to it. Interesting. I feel like that's spirit for one reason or another, but I really do feel like with the death and rebirth card, it reiterates what we've been talking about. You're changing. You're developing on a soul level, right? And that's going to be evident through desires and how those are changing, who you choose to or want to associate oneself with, and who you no longer want to be even anywhere close to, okay? But look, if you look at this imagery, as the sun goes down a bit, you're shining. Okay, that was a key message. As the sun goes down, at both days, if not one of the two, you shine a bit more. Why is that? It's not like your connection to the sun isn't beneficial or helpful. There's something about sundown being helpful for your glow, right? Making you happy, or just a change in the energy in a situation, okay? Or somebody reaches out. I feel like you're healing in the next 48 in certain ways, and that needs to be highlighted because you have been through a lot. Life has thrown you through a lot of shit, okay? Bear with my language, but it's true. You haven't told people about all of which or just any of which. And that's why people just kind of perceive your situation from an outside standpoint in a different manner, right? And so you need to recognize that you are one strong individual because of it all. You need to remember that. Now, there are choices, okay? Again, you decide. Remember that card if you were here with me for that part of the reading. With the Lovers card, I feel like love is on your mind, lack thereof which in your life, having options for dating. It's like you know intuitively who's right for you and who's not. So don't question that. Don't question that. In certain moments when you have to decide who to continue to move forward with or who to continue a conversation with, it'll remind you to be trusting that intuition 100% in other situations, okay? There's somebody you need to steer clear of energy-wise, and you know who that is. Don't second guess it, okay? Okay, I'm hearing spirit will get feisty because we get feisty because we care, because it's just like them trying to nail something into your brain, to your understanding. I feel like nature is coming into play in so many ways in the next 48. Bear with me as the messages kind of skip around, but I really do feel as if you're looking good regardless, even if you don't fully remember that at times. Take a second shower or bath throughout the day if need be, or at different parts in the day. It's going to cleanse your energy. It's going to make you feel good. I just sense that people are going to be very, very attracted to you. Why is that? Your magical way of being, your patience, your unique nature. I just feel like we shouldn't have the trash barrels in the view, but I really do sense that background noise will annoy you, right? And it's like there's not much you can, if anything, you can do about it. So take a deep breath, escape if need be. Okay, rewind in one's mind to how you better dealt with it at one point in time. But I also feel like there's just a need to adapt, be flexible. Can I do this now? Okay, no, right? I was sitting here for a good 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. And even I tried to do the reading, go live the first time, and I had to just kind of wait. And now even still I get background noise. This is happening for a reason in your reading, okay? I do feel like you are connecting with one specific person on a different level than you would expect. There's a new opportunity for love if you're single, but I just feel like as well, those dating somebody, there's a new level of connecting with somebody that you already or have an existing connection with, right? And it just feels good. But again, there's a reminder as to who you don't fit in with as far as connecting. Friends, family members, even for some. Ooh, that was a touchy subject. I'm sorry if that was the case. Who you live with, but I feel like, again, dating. Okay, let's continue. But there's also a reminder in the next 48 that when you march to the beat of your own Cancerian drum, you succeed. You freaking succeed. And so, again, pairing that with trusting your intuition as to how to move forward, how to hold back at times, and just even kind of make things a little bit more creative, however that works for you. I feel like that's for some business owners as well. That's going to leave you thriving to the furthest extent. When you find yourself enjoying something that you do consistently more so, why is that? Why is that? Is it because you switch things up? Is it because of who wasn't around you? Is it because of the time of day? There's going to potentially be more than one factor playing into it. But I feel like underneath it all, there's just a bit of a heavy feeling in the energy with the Ten of Wands. It's like, who the hell is stressed? Why are you so emotional? Someone's a little bit, if not fully, in their feels around you, whether it's at home, at work, you name it, in the neighborhood. And that's just, that's a lot to handle. Okay, you could be a little bit judgmental. Bear with me as I was just feeling that moment about somebody walking by. You could just be feeling as if your judgments need to be put to rest at certain points, to just remain humble, to feel better in energy, to not offend somebody. It's just steer clear of who's rubbing you the wrong way. Just remember that, okay? But I really do feel as if there's a level of abundance flowing in due to a change you made recently, due to an addition, due to being wholeheartedly you, even if, again, you're just still trying to figure out who you're becoming in this lifetime and how you're changing on a core level. So yeah, we've been speaking a lot about how you're changing on a core level, right? And you're shining because of it all in certain ways, but it leaves you a little bit frustrated to an extent and changing how you feel. But at the same time, you're going to see evidence of that change on a core level through your work, right? Through certain conversations, through, again, the desire or lack thereof which to connect with certain people or to do something at a certain point. Just, again, trust the divine, trust yourself, just move forward with the most confidence. And if you don't feel that full confidence in place, what are we going to do about it, right? Self-care. I also feel like, okay, I just heard stand tall and proud. Stand proud, my friend. You've been through a lot and you've overcome it all. It's like this feeling, life has kind of kicked you down several times in the past, but you've gotten back up. And I just feel like the next 48 reminds you of that, because what's taking place isn't as big as it may feel in the moment, okay? The next 48 will push you to adjust your perspective on what you feel, okay, potentially what you desire in the moment, because it might not be for you. And you might be ignoring your intuition or just feeling it out wrong. But I feel like in the moment where you receive abundance, you may feel like it's not enough, or you may feel like it's like this hunger for more, right? Or just something different in manifestation and abundance. And then Spirit's like, Cancer, this is what you wanted at least at one point in time, right? It may not be everything, but it's important that you acknowledge it, appreciate it, and roll with the punches all the meanwhile. Look at that. The Magician at the bottom of the deck, you're manifesting a ton, Cancer, and that needs to be highlighted. I feel like you're gaining your justice for something that took too long, a long time coming, and I just feel like whatever you create and develop, even if you're ultra serious, even if you don't crack a damn smile, it's successful, okay? It's successful. There's a reminder that when you pour your heart and soul, and even Spirit's heart and soul, into what you produce and develop, what you move towards and try to see grow, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. And it's the slip-ups that help you heal. Interesting. It's the slip-ups that are attractive, okay? It's the next 48 where you're being pushed to as well embrace your inner child and have a bit of fun, because I feel like you haven't been enjoying yourself to the fullest extent, as there's grass in the cards. But we're going to change that moving forward. You need to enjoy yourself. You need to see how that evidently affects your workload that you produce and develop in a positive manner, and affects the conversations, the connections in a positive manner. You've got it going on, Cancer, and you're changing again in so many ways, and you're going to see things outside of you even more so change in the next 48 and moving forward. Embrace it, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 48, and I'll see you next time.